It doesn't make any sense, to be honest. Number two has viability, but number three also does. And I'm not saying, Councillor Scott, you're incorrect in your support. What we really don't want to do is lose what we have. And right now with the water rising, et cetera, this last 2 years, we can never tell. The fact of the matter is we don't want to send good money after bad. And if we're going to do it, that's why we're going back to the finger docks. It says it right here in the report. We've got infrastructure all over that area that needs improving. And we don't have the money until we put together a large plan and say we're going to spend, well, look at your strategic plan, what it says, how many millions it says in the strategic plan about this issue. So I'd just like to see a further report what the impact could be and what it will affect, maybe getting rid of other things in the budget, for an example. It's talking about here. You might eliminate all kinds of things, which also are priorities. So,
Councillor Bonson.
Through you to Brent, just one quick question. In the lease agreement, I'm presuming with the feds, we are responsible for all maintenance.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, this is municipal property. The launch ramp is municipal property.
Okay, but the federal property that we lease from, we wouldn't have a launch ramp unless we had this agreement with the feds, right? We wouldn't need it, right? So I guess my question is, here we go again, putting money into something, you know, we have a lease agreement with. Is in your opinion, because this is navigable water, is there going to be an issue in terms of federal standards for this launch? Are they going to be able to come in and veto anything or make a comment and say, no, that's not what you're allowed to do?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, we'll have to meet all the criteria of the Species at Risk Act and all the In-Water Work Acts. We did, but in that vein, we did a quick pre-consult with the Conservation Authority, and they didn't identify any real worry with the project or any issues, because we're simply just replacing what's existing, and there's not going to be a great impact to the riverbed.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes, through you, Brent. Wondering, Brent, approximately how many commercial vehicles are we talking about with a revenue of $1,100?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, off the top of my head, I don't know, and I apologize, but if council wishes, we can bring back a report and present some of that information.
It would be interesting to know how much it would impact Cranbrook.
Councillor McGuire.
Just to help the Deputy Mayor, it's probably at least 30 boats, or 30 plus feet that launch on that.
Okay.
Wow.
That's an annual.
That's spring and fall, in and out.
That's an annual use. The $1,100 is an annual fee to use the launch ramp by one car. One company. I believe is it not? Yeah, we'll get some further information.
Sorry, through you, Mr. Mayor, that's correct. That's our total annual cost or fee that we levy is $1,100 for 30 boats, which is probably arguably low.
Okay, so we're going to get some more information on that, how it impacts back and forth, and what we have to take out to put that in. Finger docks on the North River Wall, and we're going to maybe do this, and then we're going to take a little stretch. Any questions on that? Councillor Bonster.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just noticed at the bottom here, I made a little note, this is almost a crapshoot, isn't it? What we're talking about. I'm just wondering, the last paragraph says staff has presented the long-term plan for this location to the Harvest Committee for consideration and feedback, and I'm presuming you haven't got that yet because it says early 2014. I'm wondering again on this one, if we could do a little cost comparison as well, what those finger docks are bringing in, what we presume they will continue to bring in once the upgrades are made, as opposed to cost, and maybe some life cycling on that to give us an idea. I think it would be helpful.
So we'll get that put together with the other. Do you want to take 10 minutes now or this one? We'll break until quarter to. Oh.
Can I just ask one more question?
Yep. Councilor McGuire.
Through you to the Director of Community Services. Brent, we also have in the operating budget some money set aside for 50-50 cost sharing on record for the harvest, correct?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, it's not currently included in the operating budget. It's a similar pending decision. Yes.
My question would be, so let's say the water levels do rebound, as now they're predicting with this cold weather, it may come up a little higher. Could we take, if we did a 50-50 funding for the dredging, could we take that and apply it to capital for some of these projects?
Again, through you, Mr. Mayor, I guess that money, you could, but that money's not currently in the budget to remove from the budget.
But if it was in there, would we have the flexibility to move publicly donated dollars to capital?
Absolutely, I think if there's contribution to work being done, we could absolutely designate where the funds are to be applied to.
Makes sense.
Just clarification on that 50-50 funding. We had, at the Harbor Committee, had talked of putting our dollar amount in and up to if the public donated $10,000, we said we would match that with the $10,000. If we spend $20,000, there's no obligation on the public to donate their $20,000. So it's matching. We will match their dollars, but it wasn't clear that they're going to match whatever dollars we put in there. Is that what I understand?
If I may, Your Worship, I think the only thing to answer the question is if there's a public donation, money coming from the public, they need to know what their donation is going for. And I think we just need to be very clear. We don't want to take it for one thing and use it for something else. You would certainly hear about that.
Just on a clarification point, we are able to issue tax receipts, right, for certain amounts.
Yes.
So that might be a hook as well, right, for a donation.
Yes, as far as I know, without knowing the further details, we should be able to.
Yeah, if we have a dedicated project and it's over a certain amount, if we can issue a tax receipt, then
As far as I know, yes.
it might be helpful.
Okay. Okay, if that's all for the finger ducks, Jim, we're going to take 10 minutes now. 10 to 3, we're going to start again. Okay, I'll call us back to order, and I think the plan would be to try to go till about 4 o'clock, and then we can get people home before dark. We advertised it till 5. You guys want to stay around? I think 4 o'clock is good, and the meeting's over. We'll get everybody home or stop home before dark. The weather is still blowing out there. Okay. So staff has a little bit of direction on the finger docks. What can be done? Number 8 is the Sun Country Vehicle Exchange Station. It's something that was talked about, referred. Councillor Scott.
I'd like to take that up.
That's good direction. We can take that out. There's one of these in Parkville, and there's one in Exeter, and they're around the neighboring communities, so put them in. So, Mr. Mayor Day?
My perspective on this one is that I don't think we can expect that they're always going to pay for the parking costs if they come into our parking lots, that they're going to get charged and go on. And we know that bylaw doesn't have quite the same intensity for 6 months of the year as it does during the summer months. And then my thought is that if we have more people in Lambton Shores actually purchase electrical cars, and we see there's more of a demand locally, then that would be the time for us to move and make some stations within Lambton Shores. But if we're benefiting people from outside Lambton Shores largely, and to not put any assurance that we're going to get much money on parking, I don't think the timing is right.
That's fine. The people that buy them in Lambton Shores will have their own charging station. They won't be using it's the tourism and the economic development by Councillor Underwood.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I understand. But, we're trying to cut back with $6,000 and stuff like that. But you got to understand, this is innovative when it comes to the point of we're going to be looking at the way that we fuel up the vehicle in a completely different manner. Okay, you're not going to have stations. You're not going to have set places. You're going to have a place where you go with a parking car, you plug it on thing, and then it charges. It tops up. So you top it up all the time. It's not a case of waiting until it gets down to E and then fill her up again at the best rate you can find for gasoline. It's going to be a case of, well, your parking thing, you pay for your parking, you plug it in. I don't think it's a bad idea to have something like that. Now, I don't know how you're going to be able to control that with any